thanks for hanging out with me for a little bit and
Welcome.
and letting us learn a little bit about you. You know, you are by far in a league of your own in architecture and design out here in Las Vegas.
Thank you.
And because you have your finger on the pulse of the market and what's going on, I thought maybe we could share with listeners and viewers a little bit about what your sense is on the market. I mean, it's a trending market, and I'm wondering what you're seeing in architecture and design that's current, present, and what you see coming around the corner.
Well, you know what I've definitely noticed is, and as you know this, you've been in Vegas as long as I have, is the trend was always towards the Tuscan Mediterranean, and that has completely changed. I mean, the contemporary is the way to go. And we're starting to see clients that really are looking for products that they don't see out there now. So they're actually challenging us in return.
Oh, cool.
They're saying, listen, I see this kind of contemporary house, I see this one, I want something different. So it's really a great challenge because we like to actually tell the clients, listen, if you'll tell us to put a pink elephant in the corner, we'll do it, but we'll tell you why we wouldn't do it. And we don't tell them just because we said so, we give them the whys.
You're going to get people that have different visions.
Yes.
And some people think they have vision.
Correct.
And it's, how do you handle it? How do you massage that?
We have a great program. What we do is put people, we connect them with different websites. We connect them with photographs, how to find photographs, so that we're speaking the same language. So when they say, I want modern or contemporary, some people don't know the difference. But when me and the client are looking at a photo, we definitely know they think that's contemporary, and I will say, well, that's modern. So we start to speak the same language. And what I always ask of clients is, if you could come to me, I can actually help you pick the lot, because we're fantastic at setting up the houses so that not only is it a great house, but it's also great for anybody else that would walk in. So it works for them. They have the bedrooms they want. We just tell them, give us a list, give us photos you like. We will put everything together for you. That's why they come to us. If they already knew what they wanted, they could draw it themselves, obviously. But
well, that's awesome. And I think that's definitely a huge part of what makes you guys great.
yeah.
So now tell me, you do stuff outside of Vegas too. I mean, you've done stuff out of state, you've done stuff out of the country. Yes. Yeah. So how does that happen? How do people find you? I mean, I'm sure at this stage in the game, so much of what your business is word of mouth and people hearing how great you are and wanting to connect, and they've done their research. But how does that happen out of state?
It's out of state is, and really the same as out of the country, is they find us in magazines, books, websites, Pinterest, house, different. They'll look at custom areas that they like. Sky's one of them. So they'll look at their website and they'll see, hey man, I really like this product. Who did this? Or I really like this. And so we end up getting calls from just anywhere from Atlanta to Florida to Cabo to Saudi Arabia. So
you worked in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, we did a 50,000 square foot house in Saudi Arabia.
Wow.
So yeah,
that's a guest house in Saudi Arabia.
And that was very interesting because that's not a tourist destination. It's not allowed to be. So fortunately, I was invited into the country and got to stay there for almost a couple weeks. Yeah.
Well, okay, so obviously you got to be passionate about what you do, right?
Love it. Yes.
And what about? That's what I wanted to ask you. What is it that's like? What's it that gets you up in the morning?
The greatest thing is that you get to create something. So, I mean, not to knock any field, but you create, really a house is usually the most important choice in anybody's life.
Right.
And you're creating their dream for them.
Yeah.
And I with trying to sound modest, I think I'm very good at that. What I do is I listen well and work the clients through their project as I see it and why I see it this way. City views, approaches to the house, where people are going to come in, how they're going to gather, how do you live. I go to their current houses and look to see how they live now. So it really helps me understand the client. I get to know the clients, and most of my clients are actually, almost all of them are great friends now. So that it just happens because you're so close. And I personally meet with clients through their entire job. Now I have plenty of people in the back that are great. I couldn't do it without this team. And it's always been that way, and there's always somebody there, but I always, hold that client's hand all the way through the project.
I wanted to ask you, and I almost know the answer, just knowing, being in a field with people. Did you ever learn anything from your clients?
Absolutely. So we have clients who actually will come to us with ideas, and here's my I have a few mottos, and you'll see them on websites, and you'll see them kind of pop up in books and things like that. And one is that every job always starts with a clean sheet of paper. Means nothing ever gets reused. And the next one is I don't care who comes up with the best idea as long as it's the best idea. So what happens is if the client comes to me and says, hey man, I found this great bar, and we look at it and we go, you know, you're right, that's fantastic. Let's make it better, but let's make it what you want. So definitely we get a lot of feedback from the clients, and we get feedback from people in our team, from the office, I mean even from the builders, the field. It can come from anywhere. I don't care where the best idea comes from. It doesn't have to come from me.
I love that.
As long as it's the best idea. That's all I care about.
Right. My last question is, you've got to have a niche. You've got to have a market that you work in, things that don't work and things that do work for you. What is that market and why?
100%. So what we do is when we meet with a client, we pretty much figure out what neighborhood they're in, what neighborhood they're looking in, what their price range is. And some just aren't made for us. There's some houses that people just want, and there's nothing wrong with this. They might want just a large tract home. And we just don't do that. We generally only build, we call them the large four. Ascaya, McDonald Highlands, Summit, and the Ridges. Of course, we do some in Seven Hills and some in Lake Las Vegas. But they're usually the higher end homes. And when people come to us, if we're not the firm for them, they might come with an already drawn plan or something along those lines. We will refer them to the firm that is for them. So, you know, no matter what, they'll always think of us in the future. Hey, these guys took care of us. So we try to take care of them even if we can't do it.
God, I love that.
Yeah.
Buddy, thank you so much. Thanks for hanging out. That's it. That's a wrap.